Hey, what's up, everybody? First off, cheers to the end of Monday. I'm glad all of you made it through the day. This was one of the best Mondays I've had in years. I started with Jay Rieger today. Pretty short day, did orientation, nothing crazy. I got to know everybody that I already knew, and then got to meet all of the 50 new employees. Um, so that was pretty cool, pretty exciting. A lot of training the next 3 weeks, with the grand opening happening around the 12th of July. So it's pretty cool. Reason I wanted to post a video today was really, kind of to go off of what I posted last week, just about sticking to stuff and having patience and the intestinal fortitude to see things through, and not giving up. So it was almost exactly 7 years ago that I started homebrewing, and I was making absolutely terrible alcohol. But I fell in love with the process, fell in love with the science, and this hobby, thanks to not just my passion or the fact that I completely fell in love with doing it, but the fact that I have the support of, most importantly, my wife and my family, led me to pursue this as a career. And again, starting today with my dream company, honestly, it was just a culmination of that very first time that I brewed, and I caught the bug. So, 7 years, a slow road. And Jay Rieger, I've done work with for the past 4 years on and off, whether it was, helping with barrels, blending, bottling, helping pour at events, whatever it was. I always made myself available, and I always made it known every time I saw those guys, or every time I emailed them, talked to them on the phone, whatever. Said, hey, when you have a position, I would love to come on board full time. So you'll have to excuse my bulldog. Sorry, she's excited for some reason. Anyway, I made my intentions clear, and just being passionate about whatever it is that you're doing is so incredibly important, because as much as I've invested of my own time and resources and effort and energy into learning everything I absolutely could, at the same time, all of that investment showed outwardly, sharing my passion with other people, with those around me, whether it's friends and family or with other people in the industry. And I earned a reputation in the industry here in Kansas City, and it's a good reputation. A lot of people ask me to do stuff and ask me to do work for them and help with things because of the reputation that I had, and I worked very hard for it. But, I was also very intentional with everything that I did. And that's so incredibly important too, is don't waste movements. Be intentional with your time, with your energy, with your effort, with your thoughts, and with your actions. Just be intentional. Be sincere, be real with people, but don't be afraid to ask for what you want, and make your intentions clear to people. One of the things I learned when I was in the insurance industry, was this technique called going for the no. Rather than counting the number of yeses I would get for set appointments, or for signing people up for coverage, or whatever the case may be, I kept track of my no's. And on a fairly short timeline, I started seeing that pay dividends, because I was focusing less on the yeses, and yeses started coming easier and easier and easier, because I took all the pressure off of myself for the yeses. It became easy to get a yes. And translating that into everyday life, guys, don't be afraid to ask for things. Ask for jobs, ask for a raise, ask for a promotion, ask your spouse or your significant other for you to pursue your passion. Guys, this life is short, even though sometimes it doesn't seem like it. And, seek out something that makes you happy and fulfills that sense of self-worth for you. I floundered around in dozens of career fields trying to figure out what was going to work for me and, trying to find that home. And the only way for me was just to get in and try it. I'm not one of those people that can look at stuff and be like, yeah, that's going to work. No, that's not going to work for me. I just got in, got my feet wet and tried. And I learned from everything that I did, and I was able to carry all of that stuff into, now my current career field in the alcohol industry. And so, again, it's so important to learn, to ask. I mean, if you ask for something, what's the worst anybody is ever going to tell you? No. Another short story. When I was training MMA fighters, I got the phone number for the UFC's front office, and I called every day for 2 weeks, and I asked to speak to Dana White. Every day, 2 weeks. I'd call, hey, my name is Bert. I'd like to talk to Dana White. Left a message with his secretary every day for 2 weeks. That third week, I got a phone call from Mark Ratner with the UFC. He said, hey, Bert, wanted to give you a call. Dana White gave me your number and your name and said that you'd been trying to get a hold of him and just wanted to see what you wanted to talk about. At that point, I was still very early on, and I wanted to get some advice from somebody who'd been in the game for a little while and was having great success in mixed martial arts. And so I ended up forging a relationship with Mark Ratner, the former head of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and now he's one of the top dogs with the UFC, just because I asked. It didn't take but a couple minutes out of my day each day to make that phone call and ask. And because of it, I forged a great friendship and really a great mentor in Mark Ratner. And he helped guide me through my mixed martial arts coaching career. Him and a slew of other professional fighters, trainers, coaches, so on and so forth. So again, guys, just whatever you do, go for it. Be intentional. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to go for the no. Don't worry about the yeses. The yeses will come easy if you start focusing on getting those no's. Ask until people get tired of you. Odds are you're going to get tired of asking before they're going to get tired of hearing from you. I guarantee it. So with that, guys, enjoy your Monday night. I hope everybody has a good week. We'll see what happens. I may post again this week. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to finish my scotch. I'm going to grab the acoustic off the wall and finish off my Monday night with a little music. So anyway, guys, cheers. Have a good night. Have a good week. We'll talk to you later.